Yeah, no, you do. Moskva has... Okay.
Okay, I guess.
I'm like halfway done.
No one cares.
While I can accept
No,
Stalingrad
we
being
think we've
more
heard what we need to.
powerful, she overwrites Moskva's gameplay, is a real loss, particularly because she simplifies it to brainless levels. Stalingrad is not only more powerful, she's easier to play than Moskva and dull to boot.
What?
She's not the first premium reward ship to eclipse a tech tree ship, though. She is to Moskva what Missouri is to Iowa, or DeGrasse is to Legales-Saunier. In these examples, the difference between power level of the two ships is marked with the advantage going towards the premium/reward vessel to a significant degree. Premium ships should not be outright better than a tech tree ship. However, I admit more leniency towards reward vessels so long as no cash changes hands. Wargaming has asked players to invest a lot of time and energy to unlock Stalingrad after all. She's equally accessible to all without a paywall, provided you can find the time. That time investment is particularly steep. Make no mistake, the 10th season of Ranked Battles is worth up to 5,500 steel. Season 3 of Clan Wars was worth up to 11,000. Given the spacing of these events, that's a year's worth of participation in set events to amass Stalingrad's 28,000 steel cost barring discount. This cost is meant to justify the power level of the vessel. This is potentially a dangerous rationale. It leads to arguments like, sure, it's powerful, but not everyone is going to have it, because it's so rare, being overtuned is okay. It won't upset the meta too much, or, if the ship is a little unbalanced, well, those who put in the time deserve a little something extra, don't they? You can have it too if you just play those game modes. Do these arguments have merit? Wargaming seems to think so. I begrudgingly agree. However, I recognize that balance is being sacrificed on the altar of player incentives. If World of Warships was a well-oiled machine in terms of its game balance, the upset of Stalingrad's inclusion might be more pronounced. As it is, I fear Stalingrad may disrupt the competitive meta Tier X, lol, for systems like Ranked Battles, Clan Wars, and other events. I fear Stalingrad and ships like her may become a must-have requirement to join select guilds interested in competitive game modes. Steep entry barrier will only cause issues if that's the case.
First of all, I would like to mention the well-oiled in relation.
No. She said if it was a well-oiled machine, Stalingrad might be more pronounced. So
yes,
I guess she never got the reason as to why it's 11,000 for this season, but apparently that's classified then. Also,
anyway.
All right, so let's start from the top and cover what's wrong with that, shall we?
Also, she completely forgot the part about the 25% off coupon.
Meet Moskva 2, wrong. Stalingrad doesn't supplement her. She is it supplant or supplement? Supplement her. She replaces her outright. Wrong.
Yeah,
it's like, supplement.
Weighing both ships in hand, I mean, it's a side grade. You know, you get the better AP penetration and the bigger guns for.
It has a higher potential alpha,
less utility than the Moskva. I mean, the Moskva has so much more utility than the Stalingrad does.
What is it?
Because it actually has usable HE.
What is it? It has a higher potential
alpha,
but
that's
not utility. But a lower
there were two disappointing elements in this. Stalingrad doesn't offer anything new in terms of gameplay. I wonder why. Maybe it's because of all the people who cried when Stalingrad was AP only. Stalingrad is yet another example of a premium or reward ship outright supplanting a tech tree ship. I'm sorry, but it doesn't supplant. It does not supplant Moskva in the slightest. And there have been plenty of premium ships that were worse than the tech tree ships.
Because I don't expect people to be taking those over Moskva in competitive. Like, Kingpin, you streamed
the Kraplin
Games too. Did you see very many Stalingrads?
I saw.
There's a few Stalingrads.
I streamed 11 games and I saw like 5.
Okay.
First Order used once a couple times, I think. And
I've seen Stalingrad divisions.
But they didn't. All they did was be a big health pool. That was it.
Yeah, it's not. You don't take that. You don't need a big health pool if you manage to control your firing.
The performance difference between Moskva's 220mm guns and Stalin's 305mm, etc., should have made the ships very different. Well, yeah, they should have. So how you didn't notice that blows my mind. Stalingrad is just better without changing her style of play over much. No. You know that 50mm bow that the Moskva gets? Well, the Stalingrad has a much bigger bow. 50mm plate is the same size, sure, but it's huge bow.
Yeah,
so
it's absolutely retarded big.
What got me the most is easy to play.
Focus, let's focus.
Yeah, it has the It has the
Moines.
biggest
Sure.
citadel in the tier.
Sure, if you just go
God,
bow
that's
in
not
against an
very
island and sit there all game and you can do no damage and feel good about yourself.
It's easy to play if your goal is to get 70,000 damage.
She is to Moscow what Missouri is to Iowa or DeGrasse is to La Galicinia.
I think that second
I
comparison.
haven't really noticed any major difference between DeGrasse and Galicianaire.
Galicianaire has much more utility to reload.
Yeah. Yeah.
So actually, I think that's not too bad of a comparison, just not for the reason she thinks it is.
Yeah. I mean, Missouri versus Iowa, obviously. Let's just take Iowa and make it better. Okay.
Yeah, Missouri is just
No shit, right?
That's gonna hurt.
It's literally the
That's
same
not
ship,
what's
but better.
One-sized gap.
But that's not what Stalingrad and Moscow are.
Ah, got him.
Premium ships should not be outrated better than a Tech 3 ship.
No,
Okay,
it's not.
fine.
That is true, and it is not.
Yeah, but that's what premium ships you buy.
But different doesn't mean better, and Stalingrad is well, apparently not, undeniably.
However,
Not
I
better.
don't think like the Scharnhorst is different from the
Nice.
Gneisenau.
Right, as it should be, but that's the same as Moskva and Stalingrad. Stalingrad is side grid. You get bigger guns, sure. You lose huge amounts of maneuverability. You have no.
Anyway, the rest of the article, or
See, the problem is that a lot of these people went in with a lot of our the CCs went in under the premise that the Stalingrad was OP, and then didn't take the time to see in ways in which it wasn't.
Well, the Stalingrad
They've
one.
just everybody's just
was
been saying
Stalingrad-
Stalingrad's OP for 4
Stalingrad
months.
1 was pretty freaking
So
strong.
they never took the
Yeah.
time to consider that it wasn't OP.
But I'm going to point out that considering the position that these ships are in of being handed out to people who play a lot of boats and are almost entirely good at playing boats, might be a case of the players being better than the people they're playing against.
Yeah, it's a bit of confirmation bias.
Yeah.
A
I'm
little.
just-
I agree with that
Look,
too because everyone
let's
is.
talk about the black.
Oh, it's
The black came out, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, the Fletcher's so worthless now. The black is going to replace the Fletcher, and there's no hope for it." Yeah, the black's got some pretty sizable disadvantages, right? Like those
mines.
are just
Yeah.
hilariously bad. So yes, it's a really strong gunboat, but it doesn't really threaten a decent cruiser player or a decent battleship player all that
Yeah, I
much.
mean, just have
Let's
giant
talk.
landmines.
Let's talk about Flint. Flint. Is it better than an Atlanta
Yes.
in
No.
certain
No.
situations?
No,
It's
in certain
that's a
situations.
side grade. Yeah.
If you've
Yeah.
got a destroyer to spot
They have
for you,
different
or you've
consumable
Atlanta
options.
buddy with you, it's pretty crazy, right? The
It
ability
loses
to lay
a
your
raw
own
fighter
destroyer
power.
smoke
What
is
is he
strong.
doing?
Okay, I'm in
But
a solo game right
it's
now.
got less
Flint, and I'm
guns.
doing 122,000 damage.
Sure, but you're not an idiot. You know how to play the boat. You can do 122,000 damage with an Atlanta, or you could probably do 122,000 damage with whatever that new Tier 7 is. That
Boise,
Boise,
Boise, and the other
Boise,
one.
Helena, Nueva de
Super
Julio.
Indianapolis.
Yeah, actually, I played the Boise on my dad.
God, Polo, they're
I believe though, like the Flint is so super overpowered with its 13
Oh,
kilometer
they're all
range
coming.
with
Oh
AFD.
boy.
11.1 km base range and 12 5-inch guns.
I also lost
With
spotting.
No
Just
armor.
no dark quad.
Plating
No
that
armor.
gets overmatched by 203 mil guns. And a pretty not small
Anemic health pool. Yes,
I've-
it's got decent agility. Yes, it can mount
Wait,
hydro.
no, they
And
bugged
yes,
out. They
skill
bugged out.
ceiling.
It's fine.
Is high.
But the difference between a
Engage
good
deploying.
player and a bad player in Flint is pretty freaking obvious, right? So when we're like, oh, all these really good players have this fancy ship that no one else has, and the stats are super high. Obviously, the ship and not the players.
Just another player.
Like, the thing is, we can take any other mediocre ship and do way better than anybody else in it. That doesn't make the ship OP. Just because, you know, the
Exactly.
people who have access to it.
Of
understand
course,
what
the
they're doing.
top players are going to do good in any ship. And when you pull 1 or 2 days of server stats and say, look at how good the Stalingrad is doing right now, it must be OP. Or look at how good X ship is. Look
I'm
at how good
broadside to so
Heroic
many
is.
ships right now. It's a good thing they actually have other targets.
I
The
have
sample
nothing
size
to
is
fucking
so
shoot.
small. And the
But
number
yeah,
of players who have the
but
ship
no,
is
But Stalingrad's OP, isn't it? So isn't it good to have that issue?
And the problem is, I think a lot of the people commenting on this and saying it's going to break competitive, they're not.
These are people who've never played competitive. I know everybody who plays competitive because that's my job, and none of them do. I mean,
their opinions aren't worthless.
No,
but
they aren't worthless, but they are worth less.
There's a reason Stalingrad wasn't banned in COTS. There's a reason it wasn't banned in Wargames, as far as I'm aware.
Yes, and it's for all the reasons I've told you. It's because it is not blatantly overpowered.
It has trade-offs, and that's the main thing that I think everybody reviewing the ship doesn't understand. I think that if the original Stalingrad hadn't existed in its state with 81,000 HP and cruiser dispersion and 2.05 Sigma, I think that would have
bias. If people didn't go
because at that point, they nerfed the shit out of it. It's got RUSHB dispersion.
I would also like to Sigma 3-minute defensive AA cooldown.
Yeah, I would want a Moscow for more consistent AA defense.
Yeah.
It's weak to AP
I would rather
too.
I'd rather take the all-around balanced setup of Moskva than a Stalingrad in comp, just because nobody's stupid enough to expose themselves to an alpha strike.
But the thing is, Stalingrad Citadel being as high as it is, and its maneuverability being as bad as it is, and for what is supposed to be a battle cruiser, its belts not being too much better than most real cruiser.
And its defensive AA being garbage, and it means laughable by AP
it can't do cruiser things the way a cruiser can. Like, a Grosser Kerfer 17 km away caught me in the middle of a turn and deleted me from 65k health in one of my first Stalingrad games.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Wad, what are you doing?
Well, I'm fucked now, by the way. Just
you
so
don't
know.
say.
Well, no, I have no front guns.
You got neutered.
Hold on, I want to look on the stream. Hold on.
Yeah, so... Yeah.
Quad, there's only one thing you can do when both front guns and Des Moines are destroyed.
Yeah.
You become the torpedo.
Unfortunately, I don't have double propulsion, so I couldn't at the...
Please kill him. Oh wait, I might get Die Hard. Might. Thank you. Balance spread.
Look guys, look guys, the Alsace died. Stalingrad must be OP.
Yeah.
Wasn't that, it wasn't because he was full broadside at less than 5 kilometers. No, it's because it's a Stalingrad.
Oh yeah. Also, I had a similar instance when I was playing Stalingrad in ranked. I killed a Des Moines and he'd been sailing broadside for like past minute. And he says, "Oh, Stalingrad OP." Oh,
yeah, I got